is politics, that heavy dose that we always talk about. Today, we want to talk about a couple of things. Should we start with the vaccine being released?
Yeah, just because that's the most important thing that's basically happening. Because we also mentioned it too.
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking that possibly theaters might be affected in the sense of, hey, what's gonna be the long form? Would you say effects or repercussions? I guess effects would be the right term.
Effects. Yeah, repercussions is negative.
Hey, look, that Bell's palsy thing is a negative.
That's true.
But my wife said that the worst thing that either you're gonna get Bell's palsy or you might get superpowers. So
hey,
you never know.
You never know. So yeah, since our last recording, the FDA has approved the Pfizer vaccine as well as the Moderna vaccine. I think the main difference between the two is that the Pfizer vaccine requires cold storage, whereas the Moderna doesn't. I do believe that I heard the Pfizer vaccine has a higher effectiveness rating. Since then, Mike Pence has taken the vaccine, Joe Biden has taken it, Marco Rubio,
Bernie, Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell have taken it.
Oh, they all have? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these are the guys that have shown a photo for, I don't know if it's for whatever reason, right? Which I think is hilarious. Yeah. The guys like Mitch McConnell who don't believe in it as much. Mike Pence.
I feel some kind of way about that because I've been hearing people like complaining, saying that, these people are like, these people are saying that, they've been saying the virus is a hoax and they've been playing it down, but they want to be the first to get it. But my other thought process is twofold. One, I think it's a good thing to show that, hey, I trust this vaccine enough to take it. You should too. Now they could be injecting water or whatever you think, right?
Can you do that?
I don't know. you can inject a placebo or something. So yeah, they could be injecting placebo, but I choose to believe that they're actually taking the vaccine. So that's on the one end, right? To show people that, hey, this thing's safe. But on the other end, it's like, well, if it isn't safe, do you not want those people who are pushing it through so quickly to be the first ones to take it? Oh, Fauci took it too. That was another one. You want the people who are pushing it because a lot of the skepticism amongst people is that, hey, look, man, you guys push this through way faster than other vaccines. How should I trust it? So lead by example. Go out there and take it, and then we'll.
Yeah, I mean, because first of all, I really do feel that Mitch McConnell should take it if my my first responder wife has to take it,
Yeah.
Obviously, politicians are nowhere near important as first responders, as we've learned during this pandemic. They're sometimes they can be as useless as two shits. But yeah, I mean, my thing is also, to me, now you've admitted that it's real.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
But you've admitted that it's real, so you can't say it's not real.
Man.
If it's not real, why have you taken this vaccine?
It's too late. It's too late because when you've gone so far towards conspiracy theory land, and you have all these people believing you can't turn that off, right? You've awoken a beast. It's like, and we're gonna get into this later too, but it's like with the whole election fraud thing, where now Pat Robertson is saying that Trump lives in his own fantasy land, I think is what he said. You have all these people on the Republican side coming out and saying stuff against them. What happens? The people who full on believe the conspiracy are now attacking those people, saying that they've been paid off or what. So it's too late now for those people who said that the vaccine that the virus is a hoax to now turn around and like change course, because the damage is done. Those people are never going to believe that it's not a hoax until they actually die from it. It's sad, but it's true. Some people literally need to die from it to believe it's not a hoax.
Some people have died from it, and then the people who believed them first when they were denying it, the people who still don't believe it's real after their person died.
After their spouse or sibling
I mean,
dies.
like the guy who's been touting it isn't real got it.
Yeah.
And you're still saying it's not real. What is it called? A pandemic?
Yeah.
That's what some people call it.
I mean, there was this kind of like gut wrenching video of this guy that's like breathing hard, and he eventually died. But he's like dying from COVID, and he said, "No, it's not real. I was told it's not real." Like he was dying from it, and he was still adamant with his dying breath that it's a hoax. I mean, like, what can you do with that, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, so the vaccine is being rolled out. I do think there is. I know you said Mitch McConnell isn't as supportive as your wife. I agree that the first responders are the most important, especially your wife.
Thank you.
But
And our friend, shout out to Amanda.
And Amanda. But I do think, especially if the job of the vaccine.
I'm being facetious, by the way, when I say this kind of things. I'm being.
I do think, especially if the vaccine stops you from getting COVID and stops you from being able to spread COVID, there is some merit to giving it to politicians, because they do a lot of that. I don't know about Mitch McConnell so much, but a lot of them do a lot of that, going around, talking to people, meeting people and stuff. The Rose Garden event was a super spreader event, because there's a lot of politicians going around talking to each other, doing all that, and then
all of the rallies that they continue to do.
Yeah. Oh, freaking hell, man!
Have you been to a rally here for Warren? I haven't.
I haven't been to a rally ever, like for anything. Yeah, I just don't see the
only rally I wish I had gone to, which of course I'm sure you know which one it is hold on.
Bernie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But never.
That's like, why the suspense? It never happened.
And now I will probably end up living the rest of my life regretting that. But
that was really sad.
But anyway, yeah. So the vaccines, that I mean, it had to be released, right? I mean, at least at the end of the day, hopefully that just means that, look, you might politicize every fucking thing, but in reality, you're gonna do what's right by letting it be released, right? But one thing that I just heard. Did you know that Donald Trump kind of wanted this the
rollout?
No. For them to basically do the reason why they said go out, don't be afraid, was because they were pushing herd immunity.
Herd immunity. Yeah, that's such a, oh my God. Yeah, I heard about that. That is such a stupid plan. Because the problem with that plan is that you're saying you want 70% of the people to catch it, right? And then this way, if once they catch it, they can no longer catch it again and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right now, I think the death rate for COVID is about something like 1 in 10,000. 1 out of every 10,000 COVID case results in death. I think that number is about right. Yeah. But I think that's a pretty conservative number, but I'm pretty sure that's right. If 70% of the population of the United States gets it, right? So let's just cap it at 300 million people. I know it's 328 million, but let's just do 300 for simple math. So 70% of 300 million is 210 million people. If 1 out of every 10,000 people are dying from this, that is 21. No, I said 210 million Americans. 21,000. That can't be right. 21 million deaths. No, now I have to do the math, because that doesn't make sense, because we've already had over 300,000 deaths, right?
Yeah, I think the death toll. What's the death toll? COVID death toll. I can tell you right now. COVID death toll in the United States. Currently, it is 322,000 deaths.
That is crazy. So yeah, 210,000. 210,000 is what I was You said
Yeah.
22,000 deaths?
There's been 322,000 deaths.
322,000 deaths. So 2 million deaths. That's what it would be if they did herd immunity. Yeah. Is it so? It can be 1 in 10,000 cases that result in death.
Well, there's you'll do this math better than I will. 18.2 million cases.
Okay.
322,000 deaths. So what's that?
So if it's 18.2 million, so okay, yeah, so it'll be 3 million. It'll be 3+ million deaths, right? Because
so it's still you're having you're having more deaths.
Yeah, way more. Way more
because guess what? The one country that they try to put at the herd immunity, which was
Sweden.
What was it?
Sweden.
They're getting COVID cases now.
Yeah, and they've said that it didn't work. The people of the government.
The thing is, though, they had a small enough population. People always want to try to pinpoint to some countries about, well, they're doing this here. Yeah, they also I think the population in Sweden, if I'm not mistaken, what state did I know California is probably more
something tiny like Wyoming or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, it's not the same. Like you can't really do. And then the thing is, though, they also have universal health care.
Yeah.
So even if you get sick, it's not going to bankrupt you there.
Yeah.
You can go to your you can go to your doctor and actually get dealt with properly. So it's just,
it's crazy. I can't with these people. All right. Cool. So would you take it? Like if they said right now that, hey, you can come in and take the vaccine, would you?
Oh, hell no, man. That's how they get you. I don't know. I really don't know. Just because I'm also not, I work from home.
Mm-hmm.
My wife gets it, then she's good. She also is there's some people, there's even a lot of people in healthcare that are like, you don't necessarily have to get it. We just have to get enough people to get it in order for it to go down.
Yeah.
Right. So would I get it? If it becomes one of those things where, like, if I wanted to travel and they say you have to get it, then I'll probably get it.
Yeah.
I don't always get the flu shot because I didn't always get the flu, but I did get COVID. I've never had the flu, but I did get COVID, right? So I don't know. That's something that I'd still would.
The vaccines that you have to take if you're going, if I'm
going to Nigeria. I'll definitely take it. But I also don't take every single vaccine because it's not required of me to take them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's one of those things where, like, they release enough information that says, hey, it is safe. We've had enough, like people aren't having issues. And then also the people who got the Bell's palsy, I think that was only like 0.01% of the people who took it.
Thank you. That reminds me of something. So I posted something on Facebook. I used that 1 in 10,000 number, but now I'm not so sure that number is accurate. That was a really conservative number now that I think about it. But I said, if 1 in 10,000 people get COVID, if 1 in 10,000 people who got COVID died from it, people are like, oh, well, it's only 1 in 10,000 people dying from it. Versus if 1 in 10,000 people who got the vaccine got adverse reactions, like allergic reactions or vomiting and all that stuff, people are like, oh, you see, the vaccine isn't safe. So it's not a big deal that one soul is dying, but it's a big deal that one soul is like vomiting. Like, like people like keep that same energy is what I'm saying, right? If one is a big deal here, one should be a big deal here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, for me, it's like, look, I'm not denying the COVID, but I am also like, you got to think about, is it necessary for you to take? If I were working in a place that has me around a lot of people, I would probably be more inclined to take it.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat as you, in which my company, we're not going back into the office till Q2. So at the very earliest, April, as late as June, right? And that's a tentative plan. They might still push it out again. So really, unless maybe I'm going to meet with friends or whatever, go on a date or whatever, I really don't leave the house. I really don't have to leave. And grocery shopping, of course. I really don't have to leave the house. And even when I do leave the house, I wear a mask now. So I'm still taking these precautions. I wouldn't be like, okay, let me get to the front of the line. because I don't have to. There are a lot of people who are working around old people, working around patients day in and day out, working in customer service like Quick Trip and all that stuff. They're the ones who probably need to take it before.
Do you include them with the first responders? I actually include grocery people with not first responders, but definitely essential.
Yeah, essential workers for sure. Yeah, not first responders, but I mean, there are a lot of them that have no choice but to be there.
Yeah.
Because if they're not there, we can't have our groceries. If they're not there, we can't go to Quick Trip and get gas and all that stuff. You know, it needs.
So you would hope that they get, because one thing we also gotta remember is like, how long will free access to this happen?
I think it's got to stay free. I think it has to stay free in perpetuity. This is one that you cannot put.
I agree with you.
A profit margin on.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
But like I mentioned earlier, they're trading water.
No, I'm sorry. If
they're quick as hell to try to make a buck out of everything.
If these companies put money on it, they will get destroyed.
Which actually, you kind of hope that happens just to see if the pharmaceutical company will finally get destroyed.
Yeah.
You know, if they finally get if they can finally, an Epsi pen that costs like what 20 cents to create costs $240. You know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't hope obviously, but the thing is though, that's the first thing I thought about when it came out. I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, I wonder how long it'll be free before they decide they're gonna make a buck out of it.
Right. Right. Well.